everyone. Thanks for coming to the last residential scholar event of the year. Today we have Mai closing the series of the semester, and we're going to do a very short fun activity about the holidays.
Thank you, Mohit. So first of all, good evening, and yeah, jokes. I would like to say thank you so much for coming. And to start with, I would like to start with a thank you note. The first person I would like to thank to is Mohit. So Mohit, he
Luigi.
I didn't expect. Okay.
Yeah, by the way, he didn't invite me to his birthday party,
I didn't throw it.
but anyway, I still want to say thanks to him. He has been a wonderful facilitator for this residential scholars event, and a very good friend of mine and Myra. And at the very first day, we arrived Ashdown. So thank you, Mohit. Ashdown, remember? Ashdown, do not move. And the next person is Myra, and she's now on a flight to Honduras to visit her families and her 4 dogs. So actually she just turned 21 last weekend, so so now she can drink beers, and we just hit the reset button, then we can eliminate like 100, 200 liters of beer she has been drinking for the last 16, 17, 18, 19 years. We can start from fresh. So happy birthday to Myra, even though she's not here. 21 to go. And next, I would like to introduce Alex. Alex is he's the one who has been selling me like cheap wine with high prices. Right. And Alex is best friend of Ryan, who has the exam tomorrow. Maybe he's too worried to come. And Alex is gonna talk about something that I don't know yet. So please join me to welcome Alex.
Oh wow, that's fast. I thought you were gonna have so. Okay, yeah, but, a little bit of background. Yeah. All right. Take your seat. My turn. So before you guys all hate on me for not like. Wait. Hey guys, so my name is Alex, and yes, so when Mai told me like there's an event, I actually she sort of said it like this. Oh, Alex, there's an event that I would like you to come. And I was like, sure, and then it was not until like, let's just say around last week that I found out that I actually had to present something. So, without further ado, okay, yeah. So I'm just not gonna use this, okay? This is actually better.
Yeah, I want to be fancy, but you're not.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. My name is Alex, and I'll be sure since it's the end of the year is about family gathering, reunions, and most of the time spending well-deserved break and like Christmas and all that stuff. So I guess what I want to share is something about Asian traditions, Lunar New Year. I mean, some of you might be intimately familiar with it, but it's okay because I'm sharing a sort of unique twist, like Lunar New Year with a unique Taiwanese twist. So it might be a little different from what you guys experience, but let's begin. Ooh, so it doesn't work like that. So all right. So a little bit about me first. So I don't think anyone cares. So no. So
it's okay.
Yeah, I actually look cooler when I was a kid, right?
Yeah, it looked cooler back then.
So I'm a MITsdm first year. So it's like a 0.5 Sloaney. So I was born in Taiwan. I was raised around the world. So in Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Los Angeles. So basically, I saw a lot of differences in how people will sort of treat New Year's around the world. So that's a little bit about me. So well, I guess as I said before, while details may be different, family reunion is a common theme, across different cultures and geographic bounds. So we're talking about New Year with it, like how the Taiwanese do it, you know. So let's go on. So I guess starting off New Year's, we have something called headed back south. So it's because, you know, Taiwan is literally with the economic strength center in the northern side. So there's Taipei, Hsinchu. You know, this year with the chip shortages, you guys probably know about TSMC a lot. So they're usually in Hsinchu. So basically, all the young kids, all the younger generation, all work far up north. So when New Year comes, it's time to head down south, back to their home, their home city. But in that case, it sort of means that regardless of whether you like traffic, you're gonna get through that because there's no cheap airline tickets. It's usually taking a car, just driving down south. So yeah, and there's another thing called walking the screen, and that's a direct translation. So it essentially means that I guess with Christmas, a lot of people just spend time in your own homes, but literally we celebrate these days on a sort of like a 5 to 6 day basis. So it's not like a single day for New Year. It's like an entire week of celebration. So a bit of background. I guess Lunar New Year, as most of you know, is a calendar that's linked closely to agricultural productions. So this is something we also call it like agricultural calendar or the old calendar. But I guess in the modern world, it's kind of like the get fat day or week in a year. It's literally there's no way you can lose weight in that particular week. It's because honestly, all our activities either involves food or involves getting more food. So yeah. So like we said before, I mean, Thanksgiving is a day, Christmas Eve probably is a day, but with New Year's, no, it's different. With New Year's Eve, it's when you see TV series or movies, it's usually they're talking about New Year's Eve, when families get together, they start drinking, eating, and sort of playing that game where you say like oh good fortune and that and then your elderlies give you red envelopes, that kind of stuff. That's usually New Year's. On the first day of New Year's, when all the activity starts, you start wearing like new clothes, and then you go around visiting relatives, and you literally just go around, enjoying the day. So it's when all hell broke loose. It's because everyone will literally, you see families heading out, either at vacation spots and all that stuff. And on the second day, now this may sound weird, but you may ask, during New Year's Eve, which family do I spend it with? My dad's family or my mom's family, right? Extended family, because you can only go to single place, right? So I guess in tradition, you spend your New Year's Eve with the husband's family, and so that's what brings us to the second day of New Year's. It's when your mother, or your wife, visits her family. So yes, by today's standard, it may sound weird, but this is by custom. This is something that we've been doing. But I guess if you ask me personally, we usually spend our New Year's Eve with the mother's side. So this is not like a hard rule, but it's more like just a tradition. All right, so let's not just hear it from me. We can hear it from our very own Ronnie Chen. Let's see if that plays. Okay, so if that doesn't play, we'll just have to.
We love that shit. Chinese people fucking love money. Okay, you think rappers love money? Yo, we love money. More than anyone. Chinese people love everything about it. We love making it, we love spending it, we love giving it, we love receiving it, we love throwing up in the air. Yo, Chinese people love money so much. We have a god of money. Of all the gods in Chinese Taoism, there's one god. He's the god of money. Tyson, yeah? We pray to him for more money. Every day we go, hey, god of money. Give us more money. And he gives us more money. Very fickle God, doesn't care about inflation, right? No understanding of basic principles of macroeconomics, just throwing out gold ingots if you ask for the right times, it's money. Burn some incense, it's money. Even during Chinese New Year, the biggest holiday, for Chinese people, Chinese New Year. When we see each other during Chinese New Year, the way we greet each other is we say 恭喜发财 or 恭喜发财 in Cantonese. I'm sure you've heard that, at least peripherally, right? 恭喜发财, 恭喜发财. 恭喜发财 means hope you get rich. That's not Happy New Year. Do you understand? The go-to phrase during Chinese New Year isn't "Hey, Happy New Year." It's "Yo, hope you get rich." Hope you get rich. Hope you get richer than all these other motherfuckers. Hope you get so fucking rich, man. Hope you get rich, and also hope you better hope I get rich. You gotta hope each other both get rich together.
So okay, so of course, you know, I've been saying that during New Year so much. It's like 恭喜发财 so much. I've actually forgot the meaning of it until I actually saw that clip. I was like, that's right. We don't wish each other Happy New Year. We actually say, you know, I hope you'll get rich. So that brings us to the next activity. So I guess we all love money to a certain extent. But it's literally like customary in Taiwan to actually, when New Year, you're receiving wad-load of cash, you know, either as end of year reward from your company, or when you're young, your parents give you like, red envelopes. So a lot of people usually spend the money on lotteries. You know, one of those charity lotteries, and be like going around and be like, hey, you can do some charity and you can win some lottery. You know, even me who doesn't really do these kind of things, I usually spend like maybe 100 USD equivalent during New Year's to just sort of play, trying to get rich, But the fact that I'm standing here means that it's usually going to the charity rather than, coming into my pocket. So yes, so we, besides wishing each other to get rich, this is also something, we do. Okay, so, and again, I guess you guys have all seen red envelopes to a certain extent. But I guess one of the things that were never said was that it's usually when you're young, you usually hear the phrase, mommy will save this money for you, for when you need to use it. But you'll never see that money again, starting from that day, because honestly, it's customary for like elders, for example, your aunts, your uncles, your grandpa to give you red envelopes. But it's usually given to younger generation. But if everyone has kids, it became sort of like a creative accounting, right? So your mom prepares 4 red envelopes, 1 for you and 3 for your cousins, right? And then your uncle prepares 4 as well for the 3 cousins and you. So it's sort of like each family just sort of swapping out money. So I guess it kind of makes sense your mommy wants to recuperate some of his, her loss, during the red envelope giving. But yes, that's some of the things. And I guess the actual dollar value doesn't matter depending on. Sometimes your grandpa will give you a lot, sometimes your uncle will give you a little. So that's kind of like it's like a game theory thing. Everyone's just like, how much am I gonna give to the cousins, my sister's daughter, that kind of thing. And you're just thinking, hey, how much should I add on top of this so I look good? So that's one of those things. And then, so I guess when it comes to pastime, I know like with Americans, yes.
So if you go back a slide,
yes.
Quick question. So when you said the mommy will save your money for you,
yeah,
this means the kids don't actually get the money?
Of course they don't. It's like they're gonna say, we're gonna save it in a nice old account created by mommy under mommy's name. Here, I created a book for you that says every year you get this amount of money, but you never see it again, Because in the future when you ask for it, it'll be like, hey, mommy's been, has to give all the other, all these red envelope money to other kids. Have you thought about me? My losses? You'd be like, I mean, it depends on the family, of course.
Alex.
Yes.
So like in a working class family, what's a typical amount that they'll put in these red envelopes?
In Taiwan, I've seen, like me personally, I've seen like, so 500 NTD, roughly around 10 to 20 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen that as a, minimum amount, because the least of the paper money value is like 100 NTD.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess in the red envelope, the lowest you can get is like 100, right? Because if you put a lot of coins inside, it's just gonna feel weird. So I guess it both as I wouldn't say there's really a hard rule. So for us, it's like 1,000 NTDs, which is like 30 bucks. ish starting price. It depends on like the kind of paper money value that it's sitting at. So I guess that's that. Because essentially it depends on how well off you are. But I guess most of the time it also depends on the paper value. You don't put coins inside. I mean, I've never seen it. It doesn't mean it happens. So I guess I guess we've all seen these kind of things, right? Like favorite pastimes. Like literally going to Best Buy, camping it outside, and then rushing in for a Samsung LED TV. So that's American why, but I guess. I mean, what do we like? I mean, no, this is, okay, so this is an actual thing that's happening. So once upon a time, that was one of our favorite pastimes, but not on a New Year. So this is actually happening between congressmen in Taiwan because they want to show the constituents that we're literally fighting for their cause. Yes, so it was trendy for a while when, on national television, people just beat each other up, in Congress. And then sometimes literally happening between congressmen of the same party. That was something you can actually see on Fresh Off the Boat, but more on that later. So what we actually do during New Year Eve is this. So this is like a shrine. So they open the door. This is basically people go to the shrine, New Year's Eve to New Year, and then they open the door right at that time. It's like New Year, and then the incense, right? Because in our culture, you use incense to sort of pray to gods. So literally, the first incense that goes into that pot means that you're gonna get lucky for the entire year. So literally, you open the door, everybody rushes in. I mean, I guess it takes some creativity to sort of cut a line like that, but it's not. So you can see that like we don't do it, but some people who's like deeply religious people do it because they believe that the gods will, well, as I said, Ronnie was saying, pray to the god of wealth and that kind of thing. And also it got to a point. Have you guys ever done fortune cookies before? Yes, and you guys know there's all the cheesy quotes. You must, to sow, you must first, to read, you must first sow, that kind of inspirational quote. It got to a point where there's like shrine, like very prestigious shrines, they actually do one of these things. Like they draw like a quote from like a random pile of things, and that's called the fortune of the nation. That's how I translated it. So literally, sometimes they will ask I don't know, head of the cabinet or I guess the president goes in and actually look at the quotes, and they're like, when they come out on national television, they just sort of walk away. That they've seen like bad quotes, right? But they come out and say, yes, GDP is going up. It's usually when the quotes are good. It's like saying, oh, your country's going to be great, blah, 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 But yes, so that was one of the things, that's really special to Taiwan. So I guess, so going on a serious side, I guess we would generally consider like Taiwanese all as Buddhist, like Buddhist religious culture. But our beliefs are actually heavily influenced by Taoism. So a bit of introduction. Taoism, like I'm not an expert, but in a sense, like the Taoism incorporated some of the folklore heroes, generals, or I guess famous doctors like Hua Tuo, right? He literally wrote the book on Chinese medicine. So these people have done good, and then they sort of elevate him to the level of God, like godhood maybe. So there's god of wealth, the god of health, and even a matchmaker god. So what they call the old man under the moon. So you literally go to the shrine and pray to him to find you the perfect husband, the perfect wife, perfect girlfriend, boyfriend, and then they'll give you like a red cord that asks you to put in your pockets. So you carry around day to day, while matchmaker God works in the back scene, trying to find you that perfect match. If one day you found out, hey, where's my red cord? That means, there's a saying that whenever that disappeared, it means that the match is already in your life. So we're very religious that way. So I guess, you know, to sum up, I guess, like, this is not me trying to bullshit you guys into thinking. Even, you know, Taiwanese like internet celebrities, they actually drew these, you know, sort of comics depicting our weird Taiwan, like New Year culture. So we've already talked about going to the shrine and playing around with you know, lottery tickets. And I guess there's like one thing I never talked about is, you know, TV reruns. So basically during New Year, everyone's on break, right? So literally no one's at the TV stations. What they did was that they put movies on rerun. It's kind of like watching 007 from the very first one to the last one during New Year, and then just loop it every single year. So there's literally a set of movies, the classical movies that you can actually watch, and everyone will know, like, you know, the lines inside, because everyone's just so bored just watching those movies, right? So I guess, you know, in conclusion, while I try not to be like you know, very serious about my presentation, I guess, you know, all jokes aside, you know, while you guys can all agree that relatives may be annoying, you know, it says at times, but which is most of the time, but I guess, you know, family is really our safe harbor, right? You know, whenever things get tough, the only person who's there for you, you know, is your family. So I guess, so this holiday season, I guess a lot of us aren't, some of us are not head at home. So I guess do call them, you know, and you know, and let them know you're thinking of them. So last but not least, hope you all get rich. You know, 恭喜发财. Right.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much.
Yes. Obligatory SDM
You,
symbol.
yeah, SDM, like you're making like.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying.
Like,
Yeah. It's like I might be their ambassador in hiding. Just it's like everyone apply for SDM. Oh wait, where's my?
Really good presentation.
That's okay.
So actually, like, I think in Vietnam we have a similar thing. Lunar New Year's called Tết, and it's kind of like Thanksgiving and Christmas combined. So it